My name is James Nevitt, and I lead the MOD Access and Recreation Advisory Team. Occasionally, when I introduce myself, I've noticed a little look of uncertainty, so I'm here to debunk the myth that we're not the dark side, to introduce the team of Scott, Mark and myself, our remit and our hope for the future developments on the MOD estate. We're a national team supporting management and development of safe public access on the military training estate, in line with our policy of a presumption in favour of public access. Our primary consideration is military training, however the estate is covered in environmental designations, historical features, and we have tenants to consider. So we have to caveat our policy. In a nutshell, our role is to advise the military on our statutory duties as a landowner and to direct on how access can be positively managed to support the balance of needs. We seek to add value to the estate to benefit the public and provide a safer and more practical environment in which military training can take place. In addition to managing the physical elements of access, we also educate the military in the intricacies of public access, as well as stakeholders, other government departments and the visiting public about the potential risks arising from current and historic training areas. Common sense is not as widespread as you'd probably imagine. Challenge also comes in frequently evolving training requirements and a fixed turnaround of military personnel, forcing us to re-educate new personalities on a regular basis. Whilst good news stories are prevalent, everyone knows that negatives stick, and hardened views and barriers can be difficult to break down. I'm pleased to say that for the most part, gone are the days where it was a straight mod off, without any thoughts of compromise. We have a large and varied and beautiful estate that is in part publicly accessible, so our challenges are no different to many of you here. It's our key priority, providing suitable estate for military training that stands out as being so very different. The 2006 MOD Access Policy introduced the importance of balance between military and public use, the benefits this can bring in the sense that there should be access to land which is paid for by the taxpayer. As a team, we take a proactive stance, seek to improve methods of management to different sites and encourage consistency across the country. Since 2015, the MOD's Conservation Stewardship Fund has enabled us to invest in a variety of projects across the estate. Gradual increase in funding available, slackening of the delivery process and growth in team confidence means I'm pleased to say that access projects have steadily grown, totalling £670,000 of added value to the estate. We funded new information signs and leaflets. In conjunction with other partners, we've improved accessibility through surfacing and adding new furniture such as gates, bridges and boardwalks. Small pots of money support volunteers by purchasing materials and tool hire, and CSF also supports larger projects such as the reopening of the Lower Forest. I'm missing a slide. Looking forwards, my sense is that the MD sits in a positive position. We continue to build relationships with key stakeholders, be it through project work or simply through one-to-one engagement. The results of CSF are tangible. Even little changes provide opportunity to more people, which is very satisfying. As a small team, challenge arises from these positive results, driving greater demand. I'm sorry, I'm missing a slide, so I'm going to have to go back a little bit. To cope, naturally I hope to further expand my team, but whilst our team's priority cannot change, our actions have to press the important role the MOD estate plays for countless people. Participants in a recent MOD commissioned YouGov study highlighted how strongly they feel about visiting and their experiences on the MOD estate. Safety or safe place is always fundamental. The same YouGov study investigated user behaviour and prompted the question of whether the simple red flag warning is a bit hold hat. Is it enough? We need to work with wider organisations to look not just at new means of communication, but the right means of communication. This has started with significant thanks to Lee Newton from Ordnance Survey. Digital mapping of MOD land is soon to be improved within the OSA. To complement this work, we plan to promote a series of MOD-endorsed trails using the app's routes function, coupled with the safety messages and links to further information to help visitors get the best from their visit. We're all aware that there is a recreation revolution taking place. As a large rural estate with unique and extreme demands, how we manage these new pressures is key. I want us to support and engage with strategies that encourage people to sustainably enjoy the great outdoors, always maintain the balance alongside our key estate priorities. The importance of accessible recreational green space is a national concern. Lack of green space means areas of training estates suffer from high intensity recreational use, impacting on training, ecology and archaeology. I want us to build on the successful partnership work that provides and promotes suitable green space, reducing the impact of recreation on more sensitive landscapes. Our work with fantastic initiatives such as Heathland Reunited and the Thames Basin Heath Partnership has enabled us to educate the visitor and support the promotion of locations for outdoor recreation that lack some of the sensitivities associated with other sites. These tools support the MOD's overall responsibility as custodians of an important and diverse estate. The YouGov study, anecdote and experience highlight a need for different communication. Focus shouldn't solely be on danger, but should seek to manage public expectation, build respect and trust to facilitate training. This month, with the support of Ramblers, we will be promoting a series of walks across the estate, utilising positive messaging alongside safety information to promote responsible and safe visits. To conclude, collaborative working has been a theme of much of what I've said and will be a fundamental aspect of public access delivery across the MOD estate in the future. Thanks to the help of some wonderful people and organisations, we have examples of great projects taking place across the country which not only provide better outdoor opportunity, but also build and support better working relationships with stakeholders and our visitors. The MOD estate is big, and it has to play a part in the future of outdoor recreation. With the aid of my team, it is happening now, and I hope, with the help of you, I believe that it will continue to happen long into the future.